And hello, everybody, on this Monday night. Thank you very much for joining us on the WHAS11 Night Team. I'm Doug Prophet. First here at 11 o'clock, the shocking scene in Shively tonight. Police find 3 people dead inside one apartment, and they are looking for the shooter. The shooting happened here in the 2200 block of Crumbs Lane at the Williamsburg Apartments. WHAS11 Night Team's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Emma Gefter have been on the scene, where police are saying there's no threat to the public.
During rush hour on a busy Crumbs Lane in Shively. Yellow tape marks off the Williamsburg Apartments, where 3 people were found dead.
It is the building there with the police car sitting in front of it.
Sergeant Jordan Brown with the Shively police say 2 men and 1 woman, all appearing to be in their 20s, were found dead from gunshot wounds, all in the same apartment unit.
Whether they were tenants or someone visiting at this time, it's just too early to tell. Shively
Police, LMPD, and LMPD Forensic Crime Scene Unit all responded.
Anytime something like this happens, obviously it raises the community's concern, and it also raises our concern as well.
Right across the street from the triple shooting sits Butler Traditional High School, which was quieter than a usual Monday.
Thankfully, today is a holiday and NTI day, so kids were out of school, so that obviously helps.
While no suspects have been identified by police, they are assuring everyone the neighborhood is safe.
This is not something that's typical of our city in this area. It's exceedingly rare, so I don't feel that there's a threat to the community at this time.
The police work to find out how this happened is just starting.
Still knocking on doors and canvassing and looking for anything that can hopefully help us out here. And again, our biggest help sometimes is the community, so if anybody knows anything, please give us a call.
Officers are leaning on you for any information. In Shively, Alex Dieterer, the WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
If you have any information about this shooting tonight, you're encouraged to call the Shively Anonymous Tip Line by texting the number 274-637. Also news since 6 o'clock tonight, the Louisville Fire Department responding this evening to a house fire on Broadway. Crews were there in 2 minutes and saw flames from the 2nd floor. Firefighters did have to get out of the place quickly when part of the building started to collapse, but nobody was hurt. Louisville Fire Department says the building was vacant, but a neighbor tells WHAS11 News tonight that he's called the fire department about this building before.
This is the 2nd time the building was smoking. First time I called, they checked. There wasn't nothing really going on. They said somebody in the back was burning some trash, and I'm like, man, my God, I hope it don't catch our building on fire.
The fire was under control just before 9 o'clock tonight. No one was found inside. Well, in the past few days, we've had the run of the season. Snow, heavy rain, thunderstorms, and now back to snow. Our ground is saturated, and now the Ohio River is showing it. Tomorrow, Louisville's flood wall system starts coming alive. This time tomorrow, the open flood wall on 10th Street at the Ohio River will be sealed shut. It's a long process for MSD, taking up to 8 hours long. A crane comes in and drops in the missing piece of the huge concrete wall. It'll fit right into the wall and create a flood barrier. MSD will also be securing the wall at 27th Street tomorrow, along with 10th Street right here. These closures prevent river water from getting into the city, and they say next in line will be 2nd Street at Bingham Way, right by the KFC Yum Center as the river rises. MSD also has 9 of its 16 flood pumping stations in service. 3 more will be turned on tomorrow. And we do have new drone video for you tonight of West Point, Kentucky, where the Salt River dumps out into the lower Ohio River. West Point is just over the Jefferson County line, is literally surrounded by that double threat. This video from Donnie Yeoman Jr. today of Louisville. Here's a view of the riverfront homes that line the Ohio River in West Point. And you get a much better view right up here of how close the water is getting from this angle of the drone. Now, the town center of West Point is doing pretty well so far as he flew over it there. It's dry, but take a look at this farmland downriver from Louisville in this area already being swallowed by the muddy river waters. And right now we want to take you live to downtown Louisville, where our photojournalist Levi Hammer has set up his live camera there, where minor flooding is already impacting parts of downtown. This is 3rd and River Road, right by the Belle of Louisville. You can see the barrier set up there. And then as Levi moves over to the Belle of Louisville, you see the paddle wheeler there. The water is already up over the 4th Street Wharf and getting much closer to River Road itself. But we want to let you know you cannot take a ride any longer off the 3rd Street ramp there. They have closed River Road to the west. That means you cannot get to 4th, you cannot get to 6th, you cannot get to 7th. You get the picture. Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine here now updating what's ahead for us as we get ready for more snowy weather. Ben?
Yeah, that's right, Doug. And all of our rivers pretty much under flood warnings. The smaller river systems are cresting right now and tomorrow, some at major flood stage. And then we're expecting the Ohio River to crest Thursday. Right now it's at minor flood stage, around 23 feet, expected to get to 27, about 4 feet above minor flood stage by later this week. Now we do have a winter system on the way tomorrow night into early Wednesday. Winter weather advisory, Metro Louisville, I-64 north, that lighter shade of purple, where we could see around 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. That darker shading, Bullitt County south, winter storm warning, 7 p.m. Tuesday until noon Wednesday. Could see around 3 to 6 inches in those areas. It's just a very cold night out there. Temperatures are in the teens and 20s right now. We've got a little snow off to the northwest, and some of that snow could put down a dusting by tomorrow morning, and a few slick spots will be possible out the door for your Tuesday morning commute. So kind of keep that in mind. I'll be timing out that bigger snowfall on the way tomorrow night and have the timeline and those snowfall totals just ahead.
Thank you, Ben. The flooding disaster for eastern Kentucky is growing. The death toll rising again today for the statewide Kentucky floods. Governor Andy Beshear confirming a 12th person has died in the storm. Search and rescue is underway for those swept away in the weekend flooding. First responders have performed more than 1,000 water rescues across the state since the storms began. You see the governor meeting people at Jenny Wiley State Park today. They are now living at the state park temporarily. And we're also bracing for the snow on top of the rising water. The governor was in Pikeville today speaking where the damage is widespread.
As we move forward, we know that there's still high water in a lot of places. There's still a lot of washed out roads. And we need to communicate to people, don't go around the barriers. Don't go through that water. We've already lost enough. We don't want to lose anybody else. We can find another way for you to get where you're going.
Louisville crews are in eastern Kentucky right now. You see them here leaving Sunday afternoon. This is our fire and EMA teams from Metro Louisville heading off to eastern Kentucky. Jody Myman with Louisville Emergency Management is leading a 10-county team. Now over in Indiana, parts of their waterfront roped off as the water is on the rise.
Usually we have a road we can walk on, and now with this coming up, the road's going to be muddy. It might be fish. It brings the ducks in more where they can't get their food, and it's just one of those things we have to deal with in southern Indiana.
And take a look here. This is the amphitheater, part of it in downtown Jeffersonville, underwater today. In New Albany, the Ohio River is creeping up there as well on the lower Ohio River. Hunter Hampton says he's glad the city has flood walls to fall back on.
Business owners here in town and then business owners like my family, we rely on this wall very heavily. If this wall was not here, we would probably be toast when it came to a lot of different businesses and things like that.
Clark County and Floyd County Emergency Management now bracing for 2 to 3 inches of possible snow on the way. More top stories here on the night team. All new tonight. Kentucky State Police say a juvenile defended his home from 2 intruders. State Police say it happened in Manchester, Kentucky Saturday morning. 2 men were shot at about 4:30 in the morning. The men were allegedly breaking into the house, attempting to steal firearms from a safe. According to KSP, a juvenile discovered the men breaking in and allegedly shot them with a handgun. Both men died. Kentucky State Police are investigating the scene, but say the child was acting in self-defense. Now, Louisville Metro Police still trying to figure out who killed a Louisville jail officer while he was off duty this weekend. 44-year-old Michael Wetta was found dead in an alleyway with several gunshot wounds after his family reported not seeing him again until after 3 o'clock on Saturday. Travis Breeze is taking a closer look at the investigation.
Officer Wetta had come to the United States pursuing a degree in criminal justice from the University of Louisville in 2023 and chose a career in public service that was cut short due to this tragic event.
An immigrant from Liberia in Africa who became a U.S. citizen in December 2022. He graduated from the Louisville Metro Corrections Academy just 3.5 months ago. What happened to Michael Wetta?
When he returned home, his family was there, and a short time later they left. That is the last time that someone who we know, someone who knew Michael, saw him alive.
Weta died sometime between 3 p.m. Saturday and 10:30 a.m. Sunday, when his body was discovered in an alley near the intersection of Cedar Street and South 28th Street with multiple gunshot wounds.
Lieutenant Skaggs, did he live anywhere near 2700 Cedar Street?
We're not going to disclose his personal residence out of respect for the family.
But is it a surprise that he was there?
Again, there's a lot of questions we have as to the location as part of the scene. But yes, we're trying to determine why he was there. Yes, that's part of our investigation.
Police could not say if his role as a corrections officer had anything to do with his death. They are pursuing multiple leads. In Louisville, Travis Breeze for the WHAS11 night team on your side.
Mayor Craig Greenberg said Weta previously had worked for the Kentucky Department of Corrections. The Metro Corrections Director, Jerry Collins, described him as a hardworking man with a bright future. Tonight, we have the incredible video right now on your screen from an equally unbelievable incident, that Delta Airlines passenger jet flipping right upside down as it was landing this afternoon in Canada. An urgent investigation is now unfolding in Toronto. 80 people on board racing to get out as the smoke poured out of the aircraft. One man who walked off the Delta flight also got out his cell phone and started recording that video. ABC's Zorin Shah has new information.
An investigation is underway into how a Delta plane flipped upside down while landing. These dramatic images showing smoke gushing out of the fuselage after the plane carrying 80 people crash landed at Toronto Pearson International Airport Monday afternoon.
At approximately 2:30 p.m. is Delta Airlines Flight 4819 from Minneapolis to Toronto, operated by subsidiary Endeavour Air, was involved in a single aircraft accident upon landing at Toronto Pearson. We are very grateful that there was no loss of life and relatively minor injuries.
We just had a crash on runway 23 here.
John Nelson was on that flight regional CRJ 900 operated by Endeavour Air, traveling from Minneapolis, and shared these moments on the ground from Pearson International Airport.
Toronto, we just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
The airline activating its passenger inquiry center for loved ones of passengers in the crash to be able to connect with Delta to get more information. Emergency crews rushed 17 passengers to nearby hospitals, including one child. A man in his 60s and woman in her 40s were critically hurt. No one was killed. Passengers escaped the aircraft as smoke came out of the plane.
Just so you are, there's people outside walking around the aircraft there. Yeah, we've got it. The aircraft there's upside down and burning.
Ron James was inside the airport and saw smoke pouring out from the plane.
Seen a bunch of smoke, and then I've seen some fire trucks go, and then I seen a trolley carrying a helicopter, and wondered what was going on. And I got to the door of my plane, and they just said, "We're not going anywhere."
This as the Toronto Airport fire chief says the runway was dry at the time of the crash and there were no crosswind conditions. Zorin Shah, ABC News Los Angeles.